Hello, my name is Keith Liddell. Some of you may actually know me as a entertainer, a world-renowned fighter, the fastest fighter in history, a mathematician, author, and all the above, stuntman. But here today, I'm actually here to be here as a human, as a regular person. And in this endeavor to understand human origin, simply as a human being, just like you, offering an opportunity to answer all of life's questions, determine the right choices to make in life by predicting one's own future and the outcomes, and possibly specializing in the science of wisdom, or the understanding of these predictions that can impact our lives positively or quite literally negatively. The never-ending balancing act between emotions, cognitive reasoning, logic. These are forever perplexing, but they embody what we are. Your cognitive reasoning in the logic of one's feelings, their own emotions, and the combining of the two to become one in a special relationship, to make us whole human beings, fully responsible for everything around us and within us. Pretty much the unificating element in all of existence. This is the pursuit of finding that one unificating element within all existence that explains the origins of universal life and, quite frankly, the predestined energy source that is innate in everything. This is called Enigma, and this very concept gave birth to the coined concept of Enigmatism. I will explain further later with the complete answers to what this podcast is all about. If you have any questions or if you wish to know more information, please subscribe to me and I will send you an email, or send me an email with the subscription rather, and your interest, and I will respond back to you with the knowledge, links, and more information, informational books and other outlets. But continuing on to promoting self-sufficiency or self-awareness. This is very important. This may even give birth to, from the space age to the interstellar age, how we act and how we engage in our thinking, our own thinking, our mindsets. This is what we're trying to attain. What I offer is that everyone could potentially, is what everybody can potentially do. You don't need money for membership. It's absolutely free. This is not about the money. It's about advancing society properly into the new, prosperous, free-thinking age and civilized society, advancing from just this current state that we're in. Once we advance to the what I note as the interstellar age, effectively and not being destroyed by our own thoughts and inadequacies. This is all about you and me. You and me, that's what this is all about. Going back to the original concept of coining the conceptuality of enigmatism. This is a new age way of thinking. It's not a religion, dogma, scientific fad, or mathematical exaggeration, but one of ontological or physiological lifestyle and observance of logical deducements combined with historical references and universal proofs that are evident to the seen and the unseen eye. It has no specific ties to any specific denomination. Many denominative downfalls are apparent in beliefs such as invisibility clauses, justified by parables and allegories, or in adherence to one assent of supposed facts from an individual, or mysticism based upon conjectures, inclinations, or theorism. The coined phrase of theorism, or mere calculations. These traditions, these are all played by a vital role in society. But as human nature, I won't say so much evolves, but develops, should we find a better way of perception, of thinking, and how we can determine the future? The best way for everything, not just us, but other sources of life forms. Consciousness, but to acknowledge that there may be a higher form of intelligence, but we don't have to necessarily put a title to it, if that makes any sense. Should our way of perception or thinking be imaginative in a way to solve any and every problem ourselves? We can do it. Not to displace God, but to acknowledge the innate God in ourselves, using morality as a compass, a guide into new technologies, not occultic, but proven elements that compose our every existence, in making this our premise for prediction or production. Our premise for production, these advancements cannot be currently explained by our current capability in science and mathematics. Not to discredit them, but there are too many gaping holes in their methods, and are convoluted and fragmented in by interpretation. So these are the current variables that we have to overcome. Interesting. Very interesting. Here's another idea, another form of ideology. Everyone potentially has this inside them. And I'm going to read an article to you that is basically entitled The Theory of Positioning and Alignment. The universe began at the point of origin at a 45-degree angle. The multiverse was spawned in the universe, but at different times. This embodied the concept of borrowed space at a 45-degree angle, futuristically, from the original space's point of origin, the vertex. This point of origin was created by original borrowed space from the duality of particle space with the singular universe and reflected space interference with the multiverse. This is possible due to the colorless atmosphere of empty space and occupied space of absorption. The tertiary sequence, being the reflected particle space, is median between the reflected space and the original space, which is how colors or hues are created. There is a fourth sequence known as cyclical space, which is when pattern neutral wave subsets are formed, giving birth to motion, heat, and inertia, energy. Though this is a fourth dimension of space, it is still part of the original space it was formed from. With the advent of color, motion, heat, and energy, new space was created. Space is created by original empty space, dividing equally, adjacent to itself, with different polarities on both sides, reflected by a completely white universal reflection against a transparent hue-based multiverse, indirectly by time, causing a charged space particle to be created. This is very detailed, and it's very explanative. In its explicative onsets, it explains everything in depthly, and I can break it down further into simple language. We go on to the next categorization of empty space. Initially, empty space had one temperature, collectively -0, where no energy was able to exist. But on its opposite side, due to a clear transparency in the past, frictive motion occurred. This caused displacement of a -0 cold temperature to reflect heat, climactic disparities at the various times in the pre-elemental creational forces. Once the replication of this pattern energy was created, memory was formed. This memory of cyclical space became one light energy. From the potential white empty space,